In a time when the notion of the self-made man was just emerging, a young Scottish immigrant in America rewrote the very definition of success and wealth. This is the story of Andrew Carnegie, a man who began his life in the shadow of poverty, but ended up casting a long shadow over the entire world of business and philanthropy. The Carnegie saga began in 1835 in a small Scottish cottage. Facing dire economic conditions at home, his family made the brave decision to move to the United States when he was just 13. Little did they know, this move would plant the seeds for a future empire. Young Andrew started his American dream in a sooty, noisy textile mill, where every grueling day at the Bobbin Boy Post was a test of endurance and spirit. Yet, it wasn't just his hardships that defined him, it was his response to them. Andrew's resilience and keen observation skills soon led him to a position as a telegrapher. This wasn't just a job, it was a window to opportunities, a way to connect with influential figures of the age. It was here, amidst the clicks of the telegraph keys, that Carnegie began to shape his future. Think of yourself as on the threshold of unparalleled success. A whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Achieve. Achieve. This quote from Carnegie himself encapsulates the mindset that propelled him from a telegraph office to the opulent boardrooms of the railroad industry. Investing with precision. Andrew Carnegie was known for his shrewd financial acumen. Rather than spending his earnings frivolously or simply saving them, Carnegie chose to invest wisely. His first major investment was in the Adams Express Railroad Company. This was not just any purchase. It was a strategic move that would set the foundation for his future wealth. By carefully channeling every dollar he earned into stocks, Carnegie transformed his modest earnings into a vast fortune. Carnegie's investment philosophy was clear: money should work for you. He saw his growing wealth not just as a personal asset, but as a tool for broader societal benefit. He famously said, "Surplus wealth is a sacred trust which its possessor is bound to administer in his lifetime for the good of the community." This belief underpinned his actions throughout his life. By reinvesting his profits, Carnegie did not merely increase his wealth incrementally, he exponentially multiplied it. Each investment was a stepping stone to greater financial opportunities, enabling him to eventually dominate the steel industry and become one of the wealthiest men of his time. His approach exemplifies the power of wise investment and the impact it can have not only on an individual's life, but also on the community at large. Through his investments, Carnegie set a precedent for using wealth to foster societal progress, reinforcing the idea that true wealth comes from what you give back, not just what you accumulate. Venturing into risky waters. Andrew Carnegie knew that to truly expand his wealth, he needed to explore sectors that many considered too risky. While his investments in railroads were critical to building his initial empire, he didn't stop there. Carnegie ventured boldly into two areas: oil and bridge building. His foray into bridge building was strategic and well-timed. Recognizing America's rapid growth and the consequent need for robust transportation networks, Carnegie invested in companies that constructed bridges. This wasn't just a gamble, it was a calculated decision based on visible trends in America's development. Bridges were essential for transporting goods and people across the country, and as railroads expanded, the demand for strong, reliable bridges soared. This foresight allowed Carnegie to profit immensely from the nation's infrastructure boom. Oil, on the other hand, was a more uncertain venture. The oil industry was fraught with volatility and unpredictability. Yet the potential rewards were too great for Carnegie to ignore. Diving into this industry meant dealing with significant fluctuations and challenges, but the high risk also came with the possibility of extraordinarily high returns. Carnegie's willingness to embrace these risks showcased his exceptional ability to weigh potential gains against possible losses. Carnegie's strategic approach in these ventures was not about recklessness, it was about informed risk-taking. He balanced his investments carefully, ensuring that while he ventured into risky areas, his overall portfolio remained diverse and robust. This balance between risk and caution was key to his continued success and growth, allowing him to build a vast fortune that went well beyond the steel industry he is often remembered for. By not shying away from challenging investments, Carnegie demonstrated that embracing risk, when done wisely, can lead to great financial rewards. Philanthropy and the drive for the greater good. Andrew Carnegie's journey to wealth was deeply intertwined with his commitment to philanthropy. He believed that the true purpose of amassing wealth was to use it for the betterment of society. This belief was encapsulated in his famous assertion, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced," which underscored his conviction that wealth should serve a greater purpose beyond personal enrichment. Carnegie's philanthropic endeavors were extensive and focused particularly on education and access to knowledge. He established over 2,500 libraries worldwide, believing that education was a fundamental right that should be accessible to all, regardless of socioeconomic status. These libraries became community pillars, providing free access to knowledge and opportunities for self-improvement to millions. Beyond libraries, Carnegie funded educational institutions, scientific research, and peace efforts, always aiming to create sustainable benefits for society. His approach was not just about giving away money, but making strategic investments that would continue to yield positive outcomes for future generations. His legacy of giving has set a benchmark for philanthropy, illustrating how wealth can be a powerful force for positive social change when directed thoughtfully and generously. Through his actions, Carnegie demonstrated that the wealthiest individuals have not just an opportunity, but a profound obligation to contribute significantly to the common good. "9/10 of my troubles are imaginary," Carnegie once remarked, highlighting his approach to challenges. He knew that fear and doubt were more debilitating than actual failures. By dismissing unfounded worries, he was able to focus on tangible problems and opportunities. Carnegie believed in the power of optimism. He often advised young entrepreneurs to maintain a positive outlook, seeing it as essential to overcoming obstacles and achieving long-term success. "Do not look for approval except for the consciousness of doing your best." These words from Carnegie himself encourage us to pursue our paths with conviction and positivity. As we uncover the layers of Andrew Carnegie's life and principles, it becomes clear that his legacy is not just built on the wealth he accumulated, but also on the strategies and philosophies he championed. From his meticulous investment strategies to his profound psychological insights and commitment to philanthropy, Carnegie's life is a masterclass in building lasting wealth. If you're inspired by Carnegie's story and want to learn more about building wealth with purpose, make sure to subscribe and join us as we explore the principles that can set you on your own path to financial success.